he would step across the line. Habitually, he's a habitual line stepper.
Yep, save him up. Keep him healthy.
Hey, that's important, Terry. You got to keep your best players on the field. And this also applies to the U.S. men's national team. Terry, I don't know if you saw, but last night Miles Robinson tore his Achilles tendon. Our starting defender for the USA squad. That leaves a gigantic hole there next to Walker Zimmerman, Terry. By the time November rolls around and we are in the World Cup, if you had your pick of anybody to partner Walker Zimmerman, who are you choosing to elevate into that starting side?
I think I'd probably have to go with Chris Richards. And I don't it's got to be him. I mean, this John Brooks experiment should be done with. I don't want to see that anymore. We already talked about that before. I think Chris is ascending. He's playing pretty well every time he gets on the field for Bayern. I can't think of anybody else. I mean, what's the other black kid, the darker guy? Mckinnie? Not Mckinnie.
Yeah. No, Mark Mckenzie.
Mckenzie. Yeah, Mckenzie's okay, but he's shown signs of inconsistency. I think Chris Richards has been the most consistent young guy that can kind of complement Zimmerman in a way of like having speed to cover for him, getting up for those aerial duels and stuff like that. So I like him.
I think he's definitely a good choice. I think he has the most potential out of everybody to be like the most well-rounded defender because he is 6'4". He can win those aerial duels, like you said, but he does have the recovery pace. The problem with him has been reading the game, taking bad first touches, playing passes to the other team in possession and losing the ball in bad spots. If he can't clear that shit up, he won't be starting for us because
he probably won't even be on the roster.
Yeah, you know how Bearhalter wants to play the goal kick short and play out of the back. If you got a dude like Chris Richards who can't keep possession, the other team is just going to high press and we're going to get fucked. So he's got to clean that up. I'm not sure Mark Mckenzie is much better in that area either.
McKenzie's worse than him. Fuck.
It could be. I propose an alternative solution, Terry.
What are we saying? Formation shift?
Well, I wasn't thinking that at first because I don't think the players have enough soccer IQ to learn a whole new way of playing between now and November. Mm-hmm. Maybe if this was Spain, we could figure it out. Not in America. These guys need to stick to the 4-3-3, what they know. I'll say a guy who's kind of fallen off the soccer landscape a bit in recent years, but he was kind of in the spotlight a couple of years ago ascending up. And that's Cameron Carter-Vickers, who's still owned by Tottenham. He's the best player on Celtic. He's been like the best defender in the Scottish League this whole season. He has a lot of those same athletic traits, that Miles Robinson has with the recovery speed, the physicality, the agile feet that can stay with wide players.
Yeah.
I think he's a dude who could be like a like-for-like replacement. And if they don't move him into there, I could see them putting Anthony Robinson to play as the other center back and put Sergino Dest as the left back. Rock with Yedlin on the right, Dest on the left, and the other Robinson, Jedi, in the center with big old white guy, Walker Zimmerman.
Yeah, I could see that. That could be definitely something that they could end up doing. But, at the end of the day, this is a huge loss, man. And it's up to the coach to figure out who the hell he wants to pick. And it's up to these guys to actually show him something, bro. Because it's a long time until the World Cup. Unlike other years, like we said, November is when it starts up. So there's a lot of time for you guys to get better.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll add one more name into the mix as well. Aaron Long, the dude who won MLS Defender of the Year 2 times for the Red Bulls, then tore his whole leg up and shit.
Yeah.
He's been kind of like he's been the first alternate for Bearhalter so far. And he can play like in midfield a little bit too as a pivot. He's a guy who's not shitty on the ball. So that might be another option. Definitely does not possess the recovery speed of either Robinson. And a backline that has him and Walker Zimmerman would obviously be exposed when it comes to playing against pacey strikers.
Yeah, he's solid, though. He's really solid. His only thing is level of play because he's really only played in the MLS. So, every time he kind of ended up, coming against guys that were in higher leagues or, in Europe, even the Liga MX guys kind of tore him up every now and then, when they played in all-star games versus them and stuff. It's interesting. It's interesting. I like him. I really do. But I think if you're going to play Walker Zimmerman, you got to play somebody else that has some speed.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. We can't have Jay Demerit back there. Thank you for listening to our podcast this evening. Thank you. You're far too kind.